Hello, this is Fred from Pixel for Fiction. I hope you're all well. Today I'd like to quickly introduce you to this set of clothes and accessories I've named Barabbas. It's inspired by a famous character from the New Testament called Barabbas. According to Christian tradition and scripture, he was a remarkable character and brigand who was involved in an act of sedition against Rome. At a time of strong Roman hostility towards the Jewish religion and the young, nascent Christian community, it was important not to openly show direct hostility towards the powerful Roman Empire. So the scriptures preferred not to take a clear stand against the invader and used appropriate literary formulas. From a historical point of view, it is generally thought that the Barabbas of the Holy Scriptures could have been one of the leaders of the Jewish resistance against Roman occupation at the time of Christ. In fact, the sicaires, who could be described as modern-day jihadists, were devoutly religious, and in reality waged an almost pointless and desperate struggle against the Roman army and its representatives. Individual attacks and armed resistance, led mainly by the sicaires, culminated in the destruction of the Second Temple in Jerusalem in 70 by Titus, and the dispersion of the Jewish people from the famous Promised Land. Let's talk about the Barabbas pack. You get 7 unique items, including a pair of sandals, a tunic, a belt, a Bedouin cloak, a turban, a short-bladed Sica sword with a lion head pommel, and a knife of the same type, with an ivory handle, used for assassinations. It's worth remembering that the Romans were frightened by Sica-type blades. They enabled Zealots to commit stealth assassinations. Originating from the Thracian and Dacian cultures, this type of sicairious blade gave its name to the famous sicaires of antiquity. You'll notice that the tunic has a version with an opacity card. This effectively masks unwanted areas of interpenetration between the Bedouin coat and the tunic. You can activate clothing simulation, but don't forget to set Iclone or Character Creator to soft via soft collision mode in project settings. This will give you a better result when several layers of superimposed clothing are simulated at the same time. The turban and belt are simulated on the hanging parts of the garment, as here and here. The tunic has a classic simulation on the lower limbs. Then you can transform the physics map as you see fit. Now, let me tell you about the famous Bedouin coat. As you can see, it's a complex drape, and I wanted to preserve its aesthetic appeal. In the world of real time, it's not easy to reproduce this kind of garment. As you can see, in certain very relaxed positions, the coat loses its superbness. But artistically, you can get very aesthetic results if you set yourself reasonable and visually practical limits in the movements. Then, if you're not using garment simulation, it's a good idea to consider the following points if you want to retain the full aesthetic of the drape. Don't give your actors positions that are too fancy or too loose. The Bedouin coat was generally worn under a tunic and fairly thick linen and wool undergarments. In a desert environment, this provided effective thermal regulation. Leave a realistic distance between the arms and the rest of the body. This will create the illusion of thickness while preserving the aesthetics of the drape. In your pack, you'll have access to a number of interesting poses, which you can use as key positions in your future animations. I also wanted to let you know that from now on, for each clothing pack, a character will be created and offered free of charge on the marketplace in the Clone Project series. When I say character, it's mainly the face that changes. In reality, I always take the basic male or female character included in Character Creator, modify its face freely inspired by real or fictional characters, and integrate it into the Clone Project collection. The main aim of Clone Project is to help users of my clothing packs to avoid wasting time on character creation. That's all for this quick overview. I hope this pack will help your project, and know that I intend to work quite regularly on this first century period to create a complete collection on the theme. I wish you all the best with your creations. This is Fred from Pixel for Fiction. Take care of yourself and your loved ones. See you soon.